Yeah.
I know I've heard that before. I don't even think I was the first one to say it. I guess, when I say things, like I think people believe me so much that they take it a different way. It's not it's not rap anymore at that point.
Put up in all these types of cameras.
It's strange you'll frame it that way, but I know you make a reference to, Jay-Z's record, which, I respect the strategy of it all. It's a good thing I ain't got no record out there with that on there, because I'd be hot. You know what I'm saying? I'd be hot. And again, historically, I ain't never in my history not dealt with anything that make reference to me.
Let's go there. The game is so cold. I can see it in his eye. The boy sold his soul. Devil said, I'ma give you the world. I take it, plus give me a girl.
Everybody remembers MC Hammer for the flashy moves, wild parachute pants, and that iconic track, You Can't Touch This. He owned the early 90s.
If you making reference to how I eat, I'ma deal with it one way or the other.
But what most folks don't know is how deep the hate for Hammer ran behind the scenes. And how it didn't just take him down, it shook his whole family too. Now his daughter, Akiba Hammer, is finally breaking her silence and putting the industry on blast.
Everybody knew that I had 200 employees. It wasn't no secret. So what you think, I was paying them in hamburgers? Well, somebody was paying that payroll. I was doing that. So if you wanted to now say the story is MC Hammer just pissed his money off when you knew that I was employing 200 people from my community, it said more about you than it did about me. We were dying. This is the real thing. It's not fake. Go and look at the rate in my city at the time. Some of the people that were dying were my classmates, my neighbors. So when I had the Hammer thing, I would literally call home. I'd be on the road. I'd call home. I said, hey, what John doing? What you mean what John doing? John dead. I said, what you mean John is dead? I just talked to him 2 weeks ago. He said, yeah, John dead, and Sam told him. Sam lived 2 houses down from John. Let me speak to Sam then. Hey, Sam, man, check this out, man. Why? Well, I said, why don't you come out here on the road with me, man? I can give you $30,000 a year. I can't give you what you're making on the block, but, man, I can't have you keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you killing the very cats we grew up with. Well, 10 turned to 20.
She's not just talking petty shade either. She's calling out big names in hip-hop, accusing them of rewriting her father's legacy and straight up erasing his impact. And guess whose name keeps popping up in the mix? Jay-Z.
Y'all know what this is, and you know how I get down. Now, I'm supposed to tell you your thing is over with. And you're going to come out here, and I want you to be right here with me. I'm not hiding.
Back in 2010, Jay dropped a line clowning Hammer for going broke. Sounded like a throwaway diss, but that line cut deep. And it wasn't the first time the industry treated Hammer like some kind of joke. But here's the thing. MC Hammer wasn't just a flashy rapper who ran through his cash. He was one of the first to take hip-hop global. He was doing sold-out world tours, signing million-dollar endorsement deals, feeding families through his businesses, and giving big time to his community. But somewhere along the way, the respect disappeared.
Let's go there. The game is so cold. I can see it in his eye. The boy sold his soul. Devil said, I'ma give you the world. I take it, plus give me a girl. Mr. Devil, can you give me a sign? He said, throw the rock up. That's one of mine. Let's go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
And that wasn't by accident. There's a bigger picture here about how the music game decides who gets to shine and who gets tossed out. Hammer didn't just fall off, he was pushed. Now Hammer's daughter is pulling back the curtain, giving us the inside scoop on what all that industry drama looked like from their own family's point of view. And it ain't pretty.
You know, Hammer was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew. They handled business, him and his brother Lewis and the crew. Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to him up. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay. We from Oakland.
We talking about Hammer, but run up on it.
Hammer beat your
ass. Yeah, beat your mom.
Your mom ass. Run up on Hammer.
That goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beat. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop out. And after Redman's interview, I will never disrespect Hammer.
Let's break down where things really got messy between Jay-Z and MC Hammer. Back in 2010, Jay-Z dropped a verse on Kanye West's track, So Appalled. While most fans were caught up in Jay's usual brag talk, there was one line that hit hard. Jay said, Hammer went broke, so you know I'm more focused. Unlike Hammer, 30 million can't hurt me.
His entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's
like,
actually how he. That's actually
but it
how
was
he,
girls, guys, gangsters, dancers,
everybody.
Everybody. I go,
right on Hammer, because they said he is that real, and it was like low.
Basically, Jay-Z was throwing shots at Hammer's financial downfall, clowning him for going bankrupt, and flexing that even if he lost $30 million, he's still rich enough to walk it off. Cold, right? For the media, that became the go-to narrative, that Hammer just recklessly burned through his money like a fool. Headlines painted him as a cautionary tale, not a pioneer. But the real story? Hammer later revealed he went bankrupt not because he was balling out of control, but because he was trying to hold his people down.
This couple been married for 38 years. An American rapper and dancer Stanley K. Burrell, also known as MC Hammer, is aged 61. He got married to his wife Stephanie Fuller in 1985. The couple shares 5 children together. They first met at a church revival meeting. And still now are still together and happy.
This is the part of MC Hammer's story the media never wanted to spotlight. He wasn't just a flashy dancer with a hit song. He was one of the very few entertainers actually giving back to the community for real, and not just when cameras were rolling or for PR clout. Hammer was doing the work quietly, when it mattered and when nobody was watching. And one thing about Hammer, he don't stay silent when someone disrespects his name. Just days after Jay-Z threw shade in that So Appalled verse, Hammer fired right back, calling Jay out for crossing the line. But it wasn't just about that one jab. Hammer saw it as part of a much bigger issue. Why does the industry always laugh at his financial losses, but stay real quiet when it comes to how he changed the game and lifted people up? Why is the clowning louder than the legacy? But Hammer didn't just tweet about it. He went straight to the booth. He dropped a full-blown diss track called Better Run Run. And the video? It was wild. He literally portrayed Jay-Z as someone linked to the devil. Yeah, he went there. Let's talk about the bars. Hammer rapped, "I could see it in his eyes, the boy sold his soul." Devil said, "I'ma give you the world. I'll take it, plus give me a girl. Mr. Devil, can you give me a sign?" He said, "Throw the rock up, that's one of mine." Hammer wasn't pulling punches. He was calling Jay's famous Rockefeller diamond hand sign a straight-up satanic symbol. And then there's the visuals in that diss video. Yeah, Hammer really went there. A Jay-Z lookalike is seen running through a dark forest, getting hunted like prey by a figure in a demon mask. The whole thing screams Illuminati and Bohemian Grove energy, straight-up spooky vibes. But the wildest part, Jay-Z never said a single word back. Nothing. Not even a slick tweet. And that silence? It kinda spoke louder than any diss track could. Now, Jay's fans tried to clown Hammer, saying the diss was too corny for Jay to even acknowledge. But even if that's true, it just shows the difference in how these two men carry themselves. Hammer ain't about the fake flex. He's never had to hide behind a mic or duck real ones in public. Meanwhile, Hammer's always been the type to handle things face to face. See, real ones don't need to rap about being tough. Their name already rings out. But here's what most people, especially younger fans, completely miss. They look at Hammer's flashy outfits, the dances, and think he was just soft pop rap. Big mistake. Because in real life, Hammer had serious respect in the streets. Hammer wasn't just some rapper with flashy moves. He was deep in the streets, especially in Oakland. Before he ever hit the charts, Hammer was already surrounded by real ones. He didn't just hang around tough guys for image. He grew up with them, and when the fame came, he didn't switch up. He brought the whole crew with him. His security team, that wasn't no rental squad. These were day ones, folks with real street reps who had Hammer's back long before the world knew his name. He didn't need to hire muscle. He already had it built in. So when Jay-Z took that slick shot at Hammer, people in the know felt that disrespect hard. Because those who really knew Hammer knew he was not the one to play with. Sure, he had the shiny pants and big stages, but behind all that pop star image was a man with real credibility. More than half the rappers out here shouting gangsta every other bar. See, Hammer never had to rap tough. His name already carried weight. But Jay-Z, he plays a different game. He's the type to throw a jab, then duck behind a business deal. Real sneaky with it. That's why Hammer's daughter didn't hold back when she spoke out. She said the industry didn't just do her dad dirty. They went for everything. His name, his legacy, and even their family's peace. She watched the man who gave everything to the culture get clowned in headlines while people forgot what he really stood for. That line from Jay-Z didn't just sting Hammer, it hit his kids too. Akiba, his daughter, said it was heartbreaking watching her father get clowned all over again right when a new generation was finally learning what he really did for hip-hop. And this wasn't just some random diss from a nobody. This was Jay-Z, one of the most powerful voices in the game, trying to rewrite history and bury Hammer's legacy like it never mattered. But here's the part no one ever brings up. While Jay was out here throwing shots, Hammer was doing the real work. He was raising his kids, staying loyal to his wife, and holding down his family. Say whatever you want about Hammer's career or money, but the man's been with the same woman since before the fame. He raised his children out the spotlight and kept his home solid through everything. Now let's flip that lens back on Jay-Z. We all know his story: cheating scandals, confirmed infidelity, whispers about secret kids, and those long-running ties to Diddy and R. Kelly. Not to mention the uncomfortable history of him being linked to young women like Aaliyah and Foxy Brown. It's a lot. So let's really look at it. One man gave back, stayed loyal, and got mocked for going broke. One man stayed loyal to his family and gave everything to lift others up. The other gets praised as a billionaire mogul, a symbol of black excellence, while cheating on his wife and cozying up with men known for exploiting their own community. And if you ask Hammer's daughter, the whole industry got it backwards. One fan even put it like this: for a child, Hammer was such a proper inspiration. Not like, we know who. An honorable man. A man America should be proud of, not someone who needs to be kept away from women and kids until proven safe. Yikes, another person wrote, it's messed up that they even try to clown Hammer for going broke. The only reason he lost money was because he gave jobs to hundreds of people he didn't even have to. He hired his whole hood. He would be super rich today if he didn't spend it on helping everybody around him. They should have respected that. Much love to Hammer. So now it's your turn. What do you think about this whole MC Hammer versus Jay-Z drama? Did Jay-Z go too far with that diss line, or was it just hip-hop business as usual? And why do you think the industry still refuses to give Hammer the credit he deserves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you in the next one.